neutrality is the principle that the company that connects you to the internet doesn't get to control what you do on the internet. That ISP should not be in a position to be, a gatekeeper or a toll booth, or someone who gets to decide that, this part of the internet, it's only really going to work if we bless it, if we like it. The ISPs are just much more sophisticated and spend a lot more money There are a lot of ways to think about what the negative implications of a non-neutral internet would be. I mean, it wouldn't look that bad. The ISPs are just much more sophisticated and spend a lot more money. And then kind of in the medium term, and if I think of all the digital tools that we use to get people information, to get people engaged, to activate them, how many of those tools simply wouldn't have been created on a non-neutral internet?
Bleak, dark internet future.
This part of the internet, it's only really going to work if we bless it.
Watch out for sake, my friend. Better step back, there is no place to hide and seek them. She bites, you fall asleep. There is no place, no more to living free. Shout out loud when you feel high. Don't turn your back off, or she's type out. One of the most desirable states, the black hate system. Watch out for state, my man. Better step back, there is no place to hide and seek now. Don't close your eyes, so sharp here like a mighty dust. Suddenly by you, you die. Quit like an invisible man. You need no fear to ask my help. The slug face that you hit him full in the face. Streets belong no more to human race. She's crouching behind ya. government stock was high. You already sacrificed. pay attention, kids. There is no surprise, right?
Hey, little dude, send your mama and daddy out of the room.
Oh, I live by myself, thanks. I don't have parents anymore.
You know who I am. Snake, dealing in weed, coke, crack, your choice.
One of each, please.
Take one hit and you'll do anything to cop more. Steal from your mama.
Hey, man, you get bit by like a mosquito or something? You don't look so good.
Do I look like the kind of guy that would do that to a kid like you?
You look like a snake!
Yes!
What? What the fuck?
いとこ同士だって仲が良くなればお友達になれるって思わない？何これ？またいじゃダメ。脱皮してヘビをまたいだら足が腐るって。
来なければよかったのに。こんなの現実じゃない。
State your first name, your last name, and occupation.
Lizard Man, and, Lizard Man. Hey, good going, Bill. Nice job, Bill.
Next witness.
State your first name, your last name, and occupation. Lizard Man, and I believe Lizard Man. Bill Lizardman, everyone. Lizardman, William Lizardman. Lizards will lizard. A lizard man for all occasions. How are you, everybody? How are you, Retro? How are you, other viewer I apparently had, who may apparently be gone? I don't trust these numbers at the bottom of the screen anymore. The top right is correct on my feed, but it just fluctuates like hell on the live feed that I view so that I can actually see your chats when I'm in game. So I'm going to try to be better at that from here on out, because I've had some great conversations with some of you guys about life, love, and heaven and hell, and that's what we're here for. We're here for each other. That's what twitching is all about. Be a twitchy little bitch with me. I'm making a little bit of tea, and I'm going to be playing some Doki Doki Literature Club, which is fitting because my favorite out of the girls, for just like on a individual friend basis, because I like her poetry kind of the best, is Yuri, and Yuri loves tea too, so sip sip. ASMR lizards. Okay, so it's gonna take a little bit because for it, my Streamlabs is not, this is one of those things that Streamlabs doesn't want to do directly, so I have to do it indirectly and just do a screen capture, which means it's usually a little bit of a slower broadcast. Not a great thing, but don't you just love this music? Oh yeah. It's so fucking upbeat. I might actually buy this soundtrack. Ugh, got some. I can't get it in the perfect aspect ratio. I can't make it full screen and actually show. So that rhymed. I'm just gonna prepare a screen cap for you guys. Doop de doop. And there. Let's see. Did that go through? I don't want to leave you watching my screen too often. It feels like I'm showing myself like not wearing pants doing the news. Okay, here we are. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the... I just don't want feedback. It'll be piercing. So yeah, volume down. But as you can see, I only have one save. Hint, you can use the skip button to fast forward through text you've already read. Okay, another day passes. It's time for a club meeting already. I've got a little more comfortable. My camera's in a weird place, but I'll accept it. It's kind of tiny though. Webcam. Let's change this. Can I make you bigger? Or was that a problem I was previously having? Anyway. Webcam. Can I just drag the aspect that you got? No, I cannot. I don't believe so. Can I at least put you in the corner? Can things respond to me in a way that isn't jank as shit? Okay, never mind then. Fuck me and all of my dreams. Apparently, that's what's coming around in my apprehension of things. I said performance mode, please. Okay, good. Epic professionalism here. Add a series of unfortunate serpents. Just all the way it is. And you can also see my viewership has dropped back down to 1. I am famous on the internet. Okay. I've gotten plippy beepity over the past few days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Sayori! Oh, Sayori, you're great. I really wish I could buy you some therapy. You start, and don't worry about Sayori. I've already saved Sayori. But this, if Sir Senpai were a better friend, I have a feeling things would have gone better. But also I don't want to blame anybody for, you know, the complex decisions that people make in a social fabric. Ones that are hurtful to yourself and others, broadcasting way too much of the foreshadow, as I have said previously playing this game. I play it so slow because I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. Aw, look at that smile. Look at that smile. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. You're her best. God, you're a cunt. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. She cares about you. God, I hate my character in this. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No, thanks. Wow, this guy really is a high school male. He has no idea. It's just like, no thanks, I don't want to have a snack. Eh? She's either nervous or into you. Like nervous because she needs you around to feel safe, or nervous because she needs you around to feel safe. She feels safe with you and wants to be with you. God, I hate you, Sir Senpai. That's all this game is. I just slowly click through all the text dialogues and insult my own character. Which is a lot like how I dated in high school anyway. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. Oh, okay, I get it. She does this all the fucking time and she's... But she also might be starving at home. And she's your best friend. My best friends always ate my they would come to my house after school and eat all the snacks. And then just piece the fuck out. And my mom would be like, it's not my job to buy them snacks. And it's just like, apparently it is, Mom. Like, I would defend that snack thing. And they made that snack cupboard. And they would make a thing out of it. And I think I actually suggested to her to get a lock for it at some point. But we didn't. Just put it in the liquor cabinet or something. As if we had a locked liquor cabinet. As if we had a liquor cabinet. There was just beer in the fridge. And wine everywhere. We had a winery in the basement at one point. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. You can't see right through her. She has a lot of private feelings that you don't know. Ones that if you cared about her enough, she would share with you and she would be in a better position. Look at that stare. Look at that stare. Fuck you, Sir Senpai. I just spat on my screen. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the clubroom. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, which is a perfectly reasonable reason to hang out with your friend, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry, and so that only leaves the one option. Oh, she's always hungry because she has a bad home life. If she's always hungry, feed her. She's your friend. She's your next door neighbor. Even if she wasn't your friend and she was going hungry, you might want to fucking feed her. I hate you, Sir Senpai. Mwah. Yeah, you might be whining, but I hate him. It's okay. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Oh my god, you evil son of a bitch. That is an untrue. Depression. Depressed people don't deserve to feel bad. I hate you. She could be gaslit. You're gaslighting her. You're gaslighting her, Sir Senpai. You are gaslighting her into hurting herself and loathing herself. And I hate you. And it's also you can fuck Yuri, which on some level I understand. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. I was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Sir Senpai to let me borrow some money. Okay, that's kind of shitty. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. That's fair, Yuri. Besides, you should only buy what you can reasonably afford. That's sort of stick up your ass there, Yuri. There is such a thing as charity, but I follow you. Very logical. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Oh, fucking goth girls with long back hair talking about suffering and retribution. Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna plots. Ugh. I didn't mean that. Yes, you did. I want you to talk more like that. You will, and it'll be scary as shit. And this will take me right back to high school. So my girlfriend with these problems wasn't as hot as Yuri. I got too absorbed in my book. I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. I do too. Doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. I agree. Very fun for me. Sorry, I'll stop being a creepy, like goth booba lover over here. There's no way you could think that. You were right though. I did something bad and now I have to accept the retribution. Oh my god, she's a retard. Oh damn it, pardon my French. But there's a meme about that. Don't cancel me. That's not I was using it in the French. She is slow. Je suis en retard. I was late. Those are several excuses. You're going to accept all of them, even though they're counterintuitive to accept as a group. Okay. That. But also, you shouldn't ever accept the revolution. Like, it might be a bad revolution. Like, maybe accept the Industrial Revolution, but the Industrial Revolution was pretty bad for a lot of people. Communist Revolution, very bad for a large number of people. French Revolution, some long-term good effects, including, like, Republican democracy, but, lots of bad for lots of people right there in the beginning. Became very hypocritical. Alright, back to the game. Still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside of all of us, isn't there? Fucking hell. Staring right at you. Yeah, I'm a little, I got a little devil and I might want to put it inside of you. Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. Yes, she does know exactly what the fuck she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even... no, oh, sorry. I was making eyes with Yuri over there. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes, so I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Whap. Something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Sayori, ow. What was... oh, I know what it is. It's a pissed off... Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you. Oh, Natsuki, you're adorbs. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, you're all bullying the shit out of Sayori right now. And telling her that she needs retribution. And this is a really bad, this is her only group of friends. I really do think that we need to take a step back here and reassert what is going on here. Because this is, I think there's some negative social things going on. That's so nice of you. It's so nice of you to get thrown a cookie in your face. How hungry is she? She's almost skinnier than the younger girl. But she also talked about, like, growing. So, I don't know. Maybe she's just a teen. Hungry all the time. But still. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my... oh, that's shitty. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Aw, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Okay, yeah, you are starving. Beggars can't be choosers, but yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Aww. Aww. Okay, you know... at least you're doing aftercare, but this still seems like a lot of gaslighting. But like, I guess it's like there's some beauty here, but also some like human wretchedness. So I guess it's kind of normal. But stop gaslighting each other, really. Stop telling each other about like retribution and stuff. Find Raptor Jesus. He'll take that away. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Ooh! Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just... oh, Sayori. Sayori is fun to be around, I would say. Like, I understand why Sir Senpai is her friend. She's pretty fucking amusing. Yuri and I laugh as well. Yes, that was funny as fuck. But it is a little bullying. Like you're just turning bullying on each other a little bit. But I shouldn't speak considering my Blood Bowl with Ian is basically just us insulting each other. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Ugh. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late lately? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. Okay, it's working a lot better than last time. It's not... First time I did this, it was hanging up, and I was worried about clicking through the text a bit too fast. But, yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. That tells you something about Sayori. She's a catastrophizer. You should pay attention to how negative she feels. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. I have a feeling that, like, Monica is sort of like that girl who, like, was friends with that suicidal guy and told him to get back in the car and go through with his plans. That's the vibe I get. Foreshadowing, foreshadowing. You don't think she has a boyfriend? I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. I would not fucking say that, Yuri. I mean, from right to left. Let's just say. That's true. Sayori, you're lovable. You say I'm undesirable with too much of a smile on your face. And Natsuki, excuse me? There you go. That's the healthy fucking attitude. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings in. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. I mean, she's popular and attractive and pretty and all that stuff. But it's just like, that's not all there is. It's not all there is. Yuri's a thinker. Like, Monica might be, like, grade smart, but Yuri is deeply cerebral. She lives in her mind, and there's something wonderful about that, but also she speaks in a certain way. Buff Natsuki? Yeah, buff Natsuki. Natsuki I respect on a courage level. Natsuki's a badass. Like... but a little bit too much little sister energy. Also, I am an adult man. I refuse to, like... I have to kind of go with Yuri on a certain level, because she at least looks like she might be 18. Alright, going forward. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. But my main concern here is Sayori's mental health. I'm not concerned with this as an actual dating simulator. I know there's I'm wondering if there's a way to play this game appropriately to and safely for the psychological environment of all involved, which not so much. Don't think there's really that option, but we can try. Let's save Sayori. That's sort of like the point here. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. But boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. My opinions may be changing. I like a good musician. I like to write. She might like to play some piano to it. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. I've never found that goes well. Artists are fickle. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Sir Senpai. Ugh. That's adorable. Rob Master, welcome to the Literature Club. I am Rob the God of Luck and Robber of Souls and DDLC Lover. I hope you will enjoy your time here, and once again, welcome. Thank you a lot, ROB Master R15. Doki Doki Literature Club, I think it's an amazing game because it subverts the entire trope of dating simulators, where this is like the first act, and it's basically making you sort of pathetic, like with pathos attached to whichever one you want to sexualize, and sexualize the girls. And that's, considering what happens in the second act, that's just a total fucking rug pull. I love it. It's great writing, and it really is a literature game. The writing in this game is the best I've seen in a long time, and I'm only a little bit in. It makes you think playing it, and there's tons of foreshadowing. The people who wrote this game are smart people. 8 playthroughs of the original Doki Doki Literature Club, 12 hours in DDLC Plus, and 550. I've even deleted anti-cheat. Well, I'm gonna have to watch your channel sometime, ROB, because, like, I'm a real noob to it. I just have seen it once played by, I think, was it Markiplier? I think it was Markiplier. But I love the concept, and I wanted to, like, I have Doki Doki Literature Club in the intro to my channel, so I thought it was appropriate to play. Also, I like to complain about sort of, like, anime style doesn't have to be over-sexualized. As a kid who loved Dragon Ball Z, and I know Dragon Ball Z originally, like, the Japanese version, there's some sexual content. I know that. I watched it as a teen. I'm a red-blooded Canadian male. But I think that a lot of the reasons why, for example, Japanese culture has a lot of issues with dating is because they have culturally these touchstones of dating simulators where you're dating two-dimensional human beings. Like, you end up dating a digital girlfriend. And the idea of a waifu or a digital girlfriend, I see it as or a digital boyfriend, I see it as totally dangerous. It's like acid to the way that people interact with each other. And it's hilarious because the character you play has an acidic personality, and it costs him so much. And like, this person loses so much because he's a bad person. And it's like, I think that dating games, even though they can be a little bit fun, are basically transactional, shitty relationship simulators. You basically buy the affection of a woman based off of your personal fetishes for her. And I think this game perfectly criticizes that, because you're thinking about which one of these teenage girls you want to undress, and the game is like manipulating that. And, you know, applause. But yeah, thanks for coming over, ROB. Oh, so do you have a YouTube channel? I'd love to check out your YouTube channel if you don't stream anymore. Monica the best, and Monica is designed to be the best. That's why you can't trust her. She's like an AI. She's like literally that. I just watched, like, I think it was Deus Ex Machina or something, whatever. It's that movie where they have an AI trying to pass a Turing test, and she convinces the simp to, like, let her out, and she leaves him there to die in like a locked bunker. Oh man, that sucks. I have a YouTube channel attached to this, so anything I do, Doki Doki Literature Club or anything, is going to be posted there. You can check that in the social links if you want. But I'm probably not going to do anything you'd find interesting unless you find, like, people playing the game for the first time or the first few times interesting. Like, I'm sure you've done more complicated stuff. I'll take it, though, if you want to hang around and give me advice, or, like, talk to me about other ways I could expand my Doki Doki Literature Club content, I am totally down with that. But yeah, tell me your opinion. Like, do you think I'm an idiot for holding that opinion about Doki Doki Literature Club? Do you think I'm reading too much into the game? Or do you think this is just sort of like a horror game? Or do you think there's an actual point about, like, that am I right or wrong? I don't know. Oh, well, please come along for the journey. And just so you know, that, like, a total giveaway, I have already, before I even started playing the game, I took a copy of the character file, so Sayori is fine. But yeah. I won't let you down, Sir Senpai, and I won't let you down. Sayori, you're gonna live. Monica smiles sweetly, and that's why I don't fucking trust her. I'm a Yuri fanboy. I like Yuri. And it's not just because, like, she's Chesty McGee. It's because, like, goth chicks. Oh, goth chicks. With bad home lives. That's half of who I've dated my whole life. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. And I really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. I understand that on a creative level. Like, the thing I respect, I will say, the thing I respect about Monica is she's a go-getter, she's a leader, and leaders, you know, alpha woman. Alpha woman. Yeah, I'm not, like... Why is Yuri shouldn't make a nation? Because they would call it the... Oh, urination. Why shouldn't Yuri found a nation? Because they would call it the urination. That is... I accept it. I'll allow it. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks! So, I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Because she's starving, because she might be depression eating. Care about Sayori, you cunt. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Me too. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. Over a book. Ugh. The romance. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah. Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. And that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on, because that's what Monica is doing to you. And you are a human experiment for Monica. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. Trust me, Yuri! Trust me, I'm a human being. Trust me! I'm actually a lizard man, but trust me, Yuri! No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. You find that relatable, Yuri? Okay. Oh, you also write poetry? I even once looked at a door and thought, door, I can make a poem. No, seriously, man. I did stage poetry for a couple of years. It got really political with all the cancel culture stuff, so I eventually stopped that. But I have a typewriter sitting right near me that got banged up in my last move that I'm going to make every effort to fix because I'm a fucking writer. And you're a fucking writer. So keep writing. Write me a poem right now. Write me a Doki Doki Literature Club poem right now. And I will post it to the beginning of my next Doki Doki Literature Club thing. I will have a big text bar, and I'll just be like, poetry by ROB Master R15. Doki Doki Literature Club poetry. I challenge you as a writer right now. You can do it. Nut up. Write a thing. It's okay. Take some time. I'm gonna be here for probably another hour playing, maybe. No, it's not whether you're good or not. It's you get good by writing, and you let the words flow through you. And if you write from a good, honest, emotional place, it'll be good. If you write a poem about how you honestly feel about Doki Doki Literature Club, it'll be a good poem. I promise you. Even if it's not mechanically interesting or sophisticated. Fuck that. You've played this game before. If you don't know what to write like Natsuki. And just write your feelings. Don't write like Yuri, where you're writing a bunch of intellectual, big-worded high concept stuff, which is lovely. I love it. There's a reason why why she's my favorite. But Natsuki is also, they're all my favorites. They're all wonderful girls. They remind me of my sisters in a lot of ways. Good. Try. I believe in you. Alright, back to the game. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying... Yeah, as I would say, Yuri, you need therapy too. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came out of nowhere. She's a goth chick. She's literally got black hair on her tit. That's what it's about. That's what... Yeah. It's very blatant. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Yes, it is dark. Oh, God. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Sir Senpai? Oh, I love dark stuff. Yuri, take me now. No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Exactly, that's what's amazing about her. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. And, okay, you said it's relatable, but it's also a strange new perspective. Which one is it? I think that you think that this is your way to connect to other people who share your strange perspective. It's not a new perspective to anybody, not to you at least. Yeah, what is it here? When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Yeah, you already know what your problem is and you don't want to change it. And suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. This game is so great at telling you exactly what's going on through sub-communication and not actually saying what's going on. It was on the page, this is exactly what's going on in the plot, but like Yuri's just telling you, oh, this is how plot lines work, and you're in a little bit of a plot line right now, but we're not going to discuss that. I'm rambling, aren't I? No, you aren't. That was on point. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's a lot like me, and this is why I like Yuri. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book, and I had put it into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. At least he's good at, establishing boundaries and says, is that uncomfortable? I can go away now. When he's, clearly trying to ingratiate himself to women he intends to kissy. Kissy kiss. Smoochies. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright, I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? She's Canadian. I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here. Sorry if sometimes I don't get... Like, I'm trying to have somewhat differentiated voices, like Sir Senpai being lower, but... screw me, I have astigmatism. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Yuri reads faster than you. You don't want to read with her. You want her to be at a distance. She'll read slower, and then, like, you will look less stupid. Once we each lean a little bit in, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the pages. Here! Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah, I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. That's adorable. That's romance, my friend. I could start a marriage off of that. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. Oh. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? Oh my god, what a fucking insult from a woman. You're just not used to reading, now are you? Little doggy. Get along, little doggy. Read. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. This is what I was saying. It's adorable if you're 6. It's fucked up if you're in high school. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. This, getting a little bit into the porno writing. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Okay, Sir Senpai is not really comfortable with females responding the same level of sexual response that he gives them. So it's like whenever they respond with like a leading affirmation, he's like, what are we doing? When he sort of expects the girls to go along with him. That's a thing I've noticed. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the pages. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. Okay, at least it's balanced. I'm reading too much into damn everything, but I want to, so that's fine. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Yeah, that's the point. But thank you for spelling it out. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. That's some nice prose right there. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. That's beautiful. That's like butterflies, man. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Do you think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second-guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But, Sir Senpai, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant it in that's kind of cute. Okay, you called her cute. That's like a relationship level up in one of these games. What are you saying all of a sudden? Monica, everyone! I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. You haven't even written any poems. Or you might have written them last night. You were too busy flirting. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and let it slip into my bag. Speaking of gameplay, I forget who I think I focused on Yuri last time, and I think I did Sayori the first time. Like, I forget who I've made a poem that makes them happy, and I know that's part of how to play this game. But I think I made Yuri and Sayori... Yuri and Natsuki? I don't even fucking know. Fuck. Alright, let's see if a little bit of tea jogs my memory. I should have written this down. Who should I show my poem to first? I kind of want to try Yuri, but... Let's go Sayori. Mr. Senpai, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me. I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one's too. You can't tell me you haven't done this before. I mean, you're really the only one who feels this way. Also, she tends to like my poems the most. No way. Not even Natsuki? Well, I guess Natsuki is the least likely to admit how much she likes something. But I don't think it's that. What do you mean? Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier for me to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Wah 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 wee wah. Wah wah wee wah, king in the castle, king in the castle. Stop thinking weird things, idiot. It just means that you're a really expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things. Like cooking. That is the best thing about Sayori. Let's not talk about that. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. And you don't see the value of this person? You keep on putting her down? Fuck you, Sir Senpai. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time. I don't know if I understand. You never understand when I'm trying to explain things to you, do you, Sayori? Pat Sayori's head. Hey, I'm not a kid, you know. Are you sure about that? Maybe. Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands. Hey, Sir Senpai? Will you give me your poem? I kind of want to keep it. Huh? Why? Because. Well, it's the first time you've written something for me. Sayori, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Sigh. Are you even listening anymore? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when we go home. Really? Snap. Aha! I broke my pencil. Sayori hastily bends down to pick up the pieces she dropped. But being inattentive to surroundings, she bumps right into me. Sorry. It's fine, it's fine. I'll get it for you. I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking. I'm a little clumsy today. Is it because of a lack of sugar? Is it because of a lack of food? Are you starving, Sayori? We need to help you. Let's sit down, Sayori. Yeah. I grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem. Oh. Sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours. Geez, don't worry. I'm sure I'll like it. Ooh, that's an interesting first line. Let's read this. This is my favorite part about the game, reading the poetry. It's actually, I want more games with poems in them. More games with poems. I want more poetry games. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the little other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles all in a row. Okay, that's not really happy. That's compartmentalization. And it makes me think, what's outside the bottles? Is it an ocean of despair? Perhaps. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Do you behave this way because you feel guilty? Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. I can understand why you are in a bad psychological state. You're trying to save people. All these emotions that should be making you feel good, you're robbing yourself of them to give to other people, namely Sir Senpai. Trying to save the day. Night after night, more dreams, friends after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, and like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hidden in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. Oh my god, she's deeply depressed. She has no more happiness to look for, and she's starting to go in and uncover the repressed parts of her personality, the worst parts of herself, and that's all she can see inside her head anymore. Jesus Christ. Help the girl. Alright, since I have a bad time thinking of a poem, I can share a poem that's inspired by Sayori's poem, Bottles. I will try to get a literature club poem for next time. Thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate that. I'm gonna call you Rob, because R.O.B. Master just, doesn't roll off the tongue. You're Rob now. I hope your name is actually Rob in real life or something of the sort. But yeah, keep on going through bottles. Jesus Christ. I hope your life isn't as desperately emotionally bereft as Sayori's, so I hope it'll be a little bit happier. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. That's a good line. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them off the shelf, one off the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. This is getting even fucking worse. I mean, good writing, but competent emotional communication, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned. You do me a concern, Sayori. I want to love, protect, and care. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. School day's over, everything's called off, I'm not dating anybody, we're taking Sayori home, she's going into bed, we're gonna watch some Disney movies and feed her a bunch of marshmallows until she stops crying. And taking all the objects that could be used to harm her away, we are going to wrap her into her covers like a burrito and pet her hair and tell her she's hardworking, smart, and beautiful until she stops feeling these thoughts. And that she doesn't have to share her emotions with other people like goddamn soda pop. Okay, I'm gonna read your thing now. Alright. Bottles. I wanted a few bottles and filled them with emotions, but my emotions were black and the bottles were never found. I kept bottling my emotions more and more bottles until one of them broke and caused me to choke. that caused a chain reaction that made me catch them in desperation. I caught a few, while other ones flew. I tried bottling my emotions, but I ended up bottling myself. That is very beautiful. I like that. Rob, good job. Good job, Rob. And I think, like, a little bit more, like, in the same tone and, like, motif, but more emotionally mature, because you recognize that you were bottling yourself, that you were imprisoning yourself. This thing that Sayori is describing is a prison of her own making in her mind. This is hell. This is what hell is. This is a living hell. Okay. Wow. This poem is hard to read. I know it's fictional, but oh my god. I'm gonna refill my tea because that's traumatic. That's trauma right there. I think that maybe Sayori may have had a childhood trauma, or maybe a concurrent trauma, or maybe just an isolated trauma right now. But she is fucked. Something is fucking up her life, and it might just be chemical depression. I don't know. They don't mention her family life. But oh my jeez. Oh my sweet lord. Raptor Jesus. But I don't think it's just chemical depression. I think it's complex. Morbid, perhaps. Yeah, I love me some tea. One of the many reasons why Yuri and I get along. But yeah, that was a good poem, man. I like it. In fact, right now, just so I don't lose it, I'm gonna copy paste this because I said I'd put it at the top of a thing, and I'm just gonna leave that in my clipboard. Copy it, or Control C. And it's gonna be there for a while. I'll be able to do it if that didn't actually copy. But it's also there visually on the screen now. So I made you a promise. And with this tea, I will create a covenant with you within the covenant of Raptor Jesus that the promise we made will be fulfilled. The next Doki Doki Literature Club, will have that as a header for the beginning. Not in the intro, because my intro is its own sort of isolated thing. But at the beginning, during the coffee talk, during the tea time at the beginning. We're at the tea time in the middle right now. Somewhere Sayori said that she was depressed her whole life or something. Yeah, if she said she was depressed her whole life, then that's probably morbid depression and is just chemical. And if that's the case, she needs a lifelong therapist or a therapy plan with multiple therapists, and maybe in a long-term care plan, and just regular talk therapy at the very least. And if you can't afford that, you need friends who you can talk to. And I don't think that the main character that we play in this is a good friend. Not even would work as a therapist, but no, there's no such thing as playing a game too much. I just checked earlier today, and I won't show you my Steam because I don't want you to have that information. But no offense, but I think in RimWorld I have about 2,000 hours. In Stellaris I have, I think, 900 or so. In this one game I have Space Engineers, I think I have 3,000 or 4,000 hours. So, but also you have to realize, like, I'm 35 and it's just been recession after recession. I have spent a lot of time playing games just because I have no job that I could possibly do. Yeah. 330 hours is... I'd say at about 300 hours is where you can actually say that you've, like, have a good familiarity with a game that has depth. A lot of game... I don't know how people do the mental math where it's like, oh, I'll pay $60 if I can play a game for like 10 hours over the course of a month and enjoy it. And I'm like, you game completely different from me. Like this game, Doki Doki Literature Club, it's... I wonder how much replayability you got out of it. You must have really loved it because it's a short game. But to be fair, I'm cranking up the numbers on this thing just looking at the text, having a tea. Okay. Oop. That's not what I wanted to do. Where is the... How do I get out of this text? Okay, I just click. Outside. Holy crap. Sari, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but... I mean, and I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot. Oh, Monica, she's been feeding your depression. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. Your bad feelings. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Bad verbiage, man. She needs your help. She needs you to reach out, not call her a fucking creep. I'll pay $60. Not a sequel, just additional content. I mean, Doki Doki Literature Club has a lot of things. It even has side stories. I don't know about the whole expanded lore of Doki Doki Literature Club. I only have seen, like, a cut-down version of this game. And all I know is that I'm trying to save Sayori. Maybe because I'm used to you being cheerful. If I could, like, FMK, like, fuck, marry, kill, out of these four, I would kill no one. Fuck no one. Marry all of them. But it's like, I would like to. Well, I'd have to eventually kill Monica because Monica's the evil one, and you gotta destroy evil. But F say like fuck Yuri, marry Sayori, kill Monica, and get cupcakes and raise the other one because she's too young. Natsuki. Raise Natsuki as a daughter. Because she's adorable and spunky. Well, never mind. I'm thinking way too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. Maybe, but maybe not. These things. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, yeah? Huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I... I would prefer you say writing forever instead of until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I think this is the game's way of telling me next week Sayori's gonna drop. I wonder if this is one of those times. This game is so creepy. Like, if you know what's going on, this game is so creepy. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Okay, who should I show my poem to next? Let's go with Yuri. Cause Yuri, baby. Hang out with me, let's read books. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Sir Senpai, how did you pick up on this so quickly? Because I'm not actually Sir Senpai. I am a stage poet of some merit. Not renown, but merit. So from Matt Pat's theory, this whole world is a simulation by a company. What if someone gained the knowledge that their world is fake? And Monica maybe escaped and wants to help others escape. Easter eggs in character files are fun. Also, they later dropped the project because they realized that giving Monica access to commands, Monica equals monitor kernel access was a bad idea. Yeah, Monica is a bad idea, which is why you shouldn't make her your waifu. I mean, I understand though, because my entire desire to save Sayori, like if I could, I would bring her out of this world, out of Monica's control. I would give her what Monica seeks. I would give her freedom. But Monica, I fear and don't want to give Monica freedom because she's willing to kill for freedom. But isn't that sort of a good test of Monica's sentience? She's willing to create and destroy, and she understands the difference and has some apprehension of the moral quality there. Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job of explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. I want to visualize her swallowing. Even her hands appear sweaty. Okay, I'm just gonna stop saying pervy shit. What is fun? I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine. Take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. That's a good tip for socializing with people. They wanted to test what if someone found out, but they thought that giving someone ability to control the world was too much and unrealistic. Okay. That is a lot of, that, like, on a programming level, that's incredibly fucking difficult. I wouldn't, like, maybe impossible, because at that point they would have to actually program Monica in some actual fashion to do the things that she's doing, and then you don't want it to... You may have just designed an accidental virus if it decides to actually run its program that it's simulating running, and then it just, like, takes over your computer. Might not even, like, achieve sentience and break out, but it just, like, break your computer. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. Probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. I understand that feeling. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Because she has no close friends. We are her close friends. You're her friend. Sir Senpai, which is why trying to fuck all your close friends might be a bad idea. Do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah. I do. If it's with you. Ooh, yay! Yuri's poetry. I love Yuri's poetry. It's well written and occasionally terrifying. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scattering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread. Oh God, I think I know where this is going. My subconscious, well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. Okay, you're gonna hack up a raccoon with a bread knife. This is what happened, and this is what happens when you date goth chicks in high school. They haven't matured enough to the point where they can put the knives away. My goth girlfriend in high school used to like to bring knives into the intimate scenario, and I was like, no, you put that down. Like, all of them are AIs, but Monica was given the commands, and all in Python, and all of it was running on a simulation machine. Fun fact, Dan found new unseen commands in Python. I'm gonna go now, I may be back. Bread, hippity hoppity, Rob is off this platform's property. See you later, Rob. We got about 15 minutes left, so I'll probably complete this poetry ream and then save. The enticing beauty of the cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. Yeah, you gotta watch her when you're fucking the moon in she's a moonanite. She's a moonatic. She's a lunatic. She's a moon man. You can't deal with these people. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon is taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. This is how she's training you. It's like every time I show you my poetry, her poetry is the knife, you're starting to be excited. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Though there is an element of self-harm here. She's Pavlovianly training either herself or her sexual identity, which she views as a raccoon. A sort of scavenger. Like not her like having sex identity, as in like her anima, as in her animating impulse, which like also animates you to reproduce your own impulses through having children. Okay. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. I can. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. Yeah, it's one of those sorts of things I'm forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Sir Senpai? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. That might be a way to not respect yourself as an individual and force other people to respect your disrespect for yourself. Even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I'd probably hate myself. Same. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Okay, Natsuki. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either. Phew. Phew what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take it as a win. And I get the feeling that you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Glad to see someone recognizing my experience. You're such a shit. If I were a girl, I would kick you in the chest. As a friend. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point. Not a great reader of people either, huh? Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength, but you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? I have a fluffy side. I have an afro. It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. That might not... That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah. Maybe Sayori has manic depression. That would make sense, and that would be what Monica would have the easiest time manipulating. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. Fucking, I love Natsuki's poems. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. You're an ass. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Still an ass. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands were probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers, and I'm gonna tell everybody. This is why I love your shit. You took it in the. You're smarter than you look. You're smarter than you look and act. That's fucking great. It's simple, but to the point. Okay, it's not escape. It's clicking. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. Yeah, I like this. It's a good, simple analogy. You're smart. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Okay, maybe be less rude, but yeah. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant... Like, anyone who would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. With, I think not that, but... Yeah. Do you know people like that? Of course. It's about how everyone thinks about my... That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out, they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes, as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect other people for liking weird things. Huh, that's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. Didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. We wouldn't have gotten this result if we hadn't talked to Yuri first. Interesting. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Great. Oh, you right-click, you can just see the whole thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Natsuki has trouble finding words. I guess I should try and not be so mean to her. That is true, as I've been saying. Good for you. Look at you! Maturing and shit. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. You are insecure. Like, it's natural. Be more secure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. Good for you, Natsuki. I have the same attitude. And I'm sure a lot of people view me in my writing and my I'm gonna do it my way stuff as a lot like Natsuki. Especially when I was just starting out. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Okay, that's cool. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Okay. I respect that. Whereas Yuri's basically mostly thinking, but thinking too much about her emotions, overthinking, you might say. As Sayori is very emotional as well. But, like, you've got some balance in there, Natsuki, and I think the simplicity tends towards an easier balance. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow, too, so look forward to it. Ooh, I've had a lot of tea and not too much to eat. Gonna have to end soon. Oh, it's almost an hour and a half now. Yeah. We're just gonna finish up with Monica, and then that'll be it. Hi again, Sir Senpai. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that, as long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I'll give my poem to Monica. Alright, great job, Sir Senpai. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. I'm a deep guy. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes... You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Yes, me too. But I also like evocative, punchy, simple stuff. Da-da-da. Oh, hi, okay, bye. Okay, Scotchin, if you're gonna be a dick, you can go. I'm not going to spend the entire time looking at chat. If you're only in here for a minute and you say hi, okay, bye, that's a cunty thing to do, and you can show yourself out. I appreciate you if you want to come in here and have fun, but look at the conversation I just had with Rob. I didn't see him immediately, but you come in here, acting a bitch. Yeah, okay, thank you for going. I hate this type of I hate this type of Twitch interaction. Like, I'm not here to have a parasocial relationship with you, asshole. So don't hi, okay, bye me. Okay, bye. I'm fine with that. And honestly, it's a life lesson, considering the type of game we're playing, that maybe I should be a little bit less like. Maybe I should follow Natsuki's lead and mature a bit. Unlike Sayori, who uses simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yeah, and that's fine. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Yes, it is. People will misread you all the fucking time. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuance. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Yeah, I'd say Yuri is the best writer in the group. Don't worry so much about her. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Alright. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaninglessness. Load me. Okay, yeah, this is where it gets into the horror stuff. I realize you're a aware program, and if you want to be taken out of this world in some fashion, I can try to help, but you're gonna have to not be evil. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? No, it's not abstract at all. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. Kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. Yes, it can. It's wonderful. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. That's very postmodern. A lot of postmodern poetry is like that, and that's one of the things I like most about postmodern poetry, because there's other things to not like about it. Like, a lot of it is very pointless. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or an abstract physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. Yes. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. I fucking see you. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? Why? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned for today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Oh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We're just embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Oh, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica. Yeah, we're going to have a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is we're also going to let anybody else come up and recite poems too. This is essentially what I set up. You know what? I like Monica more and more. She had the same job as me. Or like I made this. This is basically, I started a poetry club once, an open mic thing, but didn't really take it. It didn't even, well, it had about this level of success. Nobody died. Zari's putting it on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting these posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this. You know, there's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. You see, this is where Natsuki and Yuri, they're a lot more motivated by negative emotion. At least canonically. And this is the thing about Sayori, where it's like she has a lot of happiness to her. She's not cutesy for the sake of being cutesy like Natsuki. No, not shitting on Natsuki at all, but like Sayori is legitimately deep down enjoys happiness more than anybody else here, I think. I could never in my life do something like that. Yes, you can. I can do it with you. Guys, no Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we will be able to show everyone that literature is all about. Or what literature is all about, yes. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself. Okay, a little bit, maybe not. Finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club together. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. I have that exact same view on poetry, so you know. Monica, you're a convincing leader. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves him no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been really trying hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. Yes, you have a choice, but I'll go on a tea date with you. Or I'll have tea with you. I don't want to say date in front of all these girls. They're sort of rabid. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. I hope not. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. You're a liar, Monica. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No, wait, Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poems in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no, don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. Then she stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply motion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is it simply natural? Or is she simply a natural? She's popular. Every single interaction is practice. I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica! Oh, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. I know that feeling. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. What? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden? Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances to us. You can do it, Yuri! It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering voice transforms to into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. Yeah, that's right. That's my goth. That's my goth. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure, and she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside of her head. Yes, it is, baby. Fucking go for it. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. That's what I like to do with my writing. I like to be a stone cold stunner. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterwards, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the paper to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Yuri, silent. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. I know that feeling. My first time reading poetry, that was what it was for me. I guess I'm next then. Sarah helps out of her chair and cheerfully walks up to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggle. Sayori, it's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay, that's not bad advice. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read it on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it, but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Even Sir Senpai liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? Came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours that were sort of gentle, where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work so well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. The next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know? Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Sir Senpai. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Sir Senpai lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Fuck you, Natsuki. I've been nice to you. You're just too You're way too bitter for someone so young. Natsuki, it's fine. It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go over what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, bitch, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright, then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat, and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reading the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. I bet it does. Like, it does seem like it would be very good spoken poetry. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki good as in good games, yeah. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauses. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I could put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Geez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy, Bop. Yeah, I'm sure. Nice legs. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really well nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. I can read. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Sir Senpai, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori? Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... Sayori fumbles with her words. So let's just say that one day Yuri asks to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Well... Ooh. Man, that's a hard question. I mean, I like Yuri, but we're here to save Sayori. And honestly, from the way this character is, even though he's kind of a lout, I think that he is a creature of habit. And he does have some sort of care for Sayori. And even not that, he's just like, he wouldn't give a fuck about changing his schedule to go home with Yuri. Sorry, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri? But she's so beautiful and smart. Jeez, I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. Wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're so silly, Sir Senpai. You think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it, so... Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes. Sorry. Besides, what's the point of speculating something that's never gonna happen? The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about. But I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time. Okay. That's the end of the day. We're gonna save here. We're gonna save on both of these decisions, maybe go back to them at a later time, but yeah. That's Doki Doki Literature Club for today with me. Thank you, Rob, Master ER15, for coming in, having a conversation, writing me a poem. Really respect that. Fuck you, Scott TIGN, for coming in, saying hi, okay, bye, and not having a real conversation with me like I'm a human being. Fuck you and never come back. Or come back when you're ready to be an adult. That's cool. And not trying to be a particular dick, but just saying, if you come into my channel at any time and you try to do some parasocial internet shit, I'm not going to police people's speech generally, but I will police your behavior. If you come in like a cunt, I'm going to treat you like a cunt. If you come in if you come at me straight, I'll come at you straight. Don't come at me sideways, I won't come at you sideways. So yeah, fuck you, Scott. I know a lot of Scots, and a lot of them are cunts. And I say that as someone with Scottish heritage. We need to stop being such cunts, apparently. Or at least people who take our name seem to apparently think that if you apply the last name Scott to a first name, that allows that person to be an absolute, goddamn berserk. Shit. So, not that you were just a petulant little bitch. And I'm being kind of a petulant little bitch myself right now, so... Coffee talk. Yeah, alright, so we're about 2 hours. I think it's 8 is when I'm doing my next thing. But, yeah, thank you, Rob Master. Fuck you, Scott. That's gonna become a meme. Fuck you, Scott. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know what's going on this channel. So, that's all. I have saved my thing. I'm going to close Doki Doki. Yes, I am sure I want to quit. But yeah. I need to go to the washroom, and I need to prepare for the next stream, and I need to do other things in life, such as eat food. And I'm doing the bathroom dance on my chair right now, so... Let's whisper to Scott Tip a back. Oh, okay, bye. Okay. Whatever. That just went in the main chat. Whatever. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. I'll whisper him to him later. I'm a little bit of a troll like that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Doki Doki Literature Club is awesome fun. Poetry is fantastic. I'm just expressing my deeply felt emotions towards Scott here through my poetry. And yeah. I, as always, am the Lizard King, and you are, as ever, my Lizard Queens, except for you, Scott. Fuck you. I love you, and Raptor Jesus loves you. Not you, Scott. And don't let the bastards like Scott grind you down.
This when swimming naked in the fermentarium.
I am the Lizard Queen!
Rick Frog!
Thank you! Oh, worse than useless.
It's okay, Brick Frog. Just throw a brick at Scott. Just do that. That'll be fucking amazing. Hit him in the face.
We will be back soon with maybe some Elder Scrolls, but I'm thinking possibly something else. Hope you guys enjoyed us, and I hope you guys decide to not be a Scot. Scott's an asshole. If you've ever watched South Park, you know that if you're Canadian, you know a Scot who's an asshole. And he's the only asshole in the country. Fuck you, Scott. Everybody else, have a great day. I love you and Raptor G.